So now for today, I'm going to teach you how they figured out, or not how they figured out, but how to figure out how many degrees is supposed to be in each diagram. All right. Now listen, before you get started, I know some of you think you know, but just Alden, give me a second. All right. I don't want you to make a mistake and have to erase everything. All right. So I don't want you working on that. What I do want you to do is I'm right here. All right. Now it says Patricia took a walk around the school and she counted and recorded the number of trees in each kind around the school. So there were 10 pine, 15 oak trees, 20 red maple, 5 elm trees, and there were 10 pecans. So your job is to try to make the pie graph. All right? Now, in order to do that, we have to figure out how many degrees is each section. All right? William, what are you doing? Say it. I'm not listening. That's what you're not doing. All right? I don't want you working on it all. I already told you that. And you think you're already done. That's part of the problem. Just listen for a few minutes. I promise it's easy. Everyone else. Right? Just give me a minute. That way, if you're doing something wrong, I'm sure you're right, but you might be wrong. All right, just let me show you real quick. All right, man, I appreciate the enthusiasm. I'm with you guys. I'm ready to get this over with. No homework over the weekend. All right, but we're wasting time because you're not listening. All right, so first of all, tell me how many trees are there? How many altogether?
60.
So there were 60 trees. All right, so the first thing I want everybody to do is I want everybody to write a total of 60 down. The total is 60. I personally think the easiest thing to do is to operate with fractions. All right, so in this case, what fraction of the trees are pine trees? Tell me, Austin. 1/6. How did you get that?
I did
10 over 60. I'm telling you, it's that easy. All right? So pine trees represents 1/6 of the graph. So now someone tell me what oak represents. Tell me. Tell me.
Oak is 1/4.
1/4, because 15 out of 60 reduces to 1/4. Is everybody with me on that so far? All right? Man, I really appreciate you guys wanting to get done today. Tell me, 20, red maple.
Third.
A third. All right? And now an elm.
1/12.
1/12. And now somebody tell me about the pecan or pecan, depending upon where you're from, Mr. Strickland. 1/6. All right. Now, the issue we have now is I'm physically asking you to graph that now. All right? So you have to know how many degrees is each one. So Alden, how many degrees is the pine tree going to be?
The pine tree is going to be
Don't tell him. Because he's already got the graph.
65 degrees.
How did you get that?
I divided 360
By,
by 6.
and that is, of course, 60.
60 degrees.
Not 65. All right. So again, is everybody okay with that? There are 360 degrees in a circle, correct?
Yes.
So if we just take 360 and divide it by 6, that's going to tell me how many degrees? 60 degrees. So with the pine tree, I want 60 degrees. And also, what is 60 degrees? The other one, the pecan. Yes. Pecan is 60 degrees. All right. So I want someone to tell me how much the oak is. Tell me. Oh, yes.
90 degrees.
90 degrees. Thank you very much. So in the oak, put 90 degrees. Now, again, if you're not sure, now's the time to speak up. Anybody have any questions with how I'm getting the degrees? Anybody have any questions? What?
So you just divide the 360.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. All right? We're taking a fractional part of 360.
So I'm doing like I don't know how, but like 1/4 times 360.
That's exactly correct. Same thing. 1/4, remember, means divided by 4. 1/6 means divided by 6. You with me on that? So you can do 360 times 1/4. All right. Now the reason why I'm saying dividing is because you should be able to do 360 divided by all those numbers. They tried to make it easy on you. All right. So now I'm talking about red maple. Tell me about red maple.
120 degrees.
120 degrees. So everybody needs to put 120 degrees next to the red maple. And finally, the elm tree, 30 degrees. All right, I told you this wasn't that hard. It wasn't that hard. All right, now we have to do the graph up here. However, we have some problems because I'm not giving you a protractor. I'm not giving you a protractor because the protractor is the thing you use to help you draw the angles. How am I going to do this? Tell me, William.
So, I know you make fill it out, didn't you?
No, I want to know I'm trying to, let's say, for example, I need to graph elm. How much was elm? 30 degrees. So how do I figure out how to draw something that's 30 degrees?
Okay. So we have these little marks on the
The
side.
little marks are important.
Yeah, those, like, each mark is 30 degrees.
How did you know that?
Because if you can find the 90 degrees, and then there's 2 in the middle, which makes that the other 60 degrees, and you need 30
Right. He's actually smart. Look at this. Here to here is how much? 90, right? And he said it perfectly. Now, what he made a mistake on is he said there's 2 marks here, but there's actually what? No. Well, again, he is right again. There are 4 marks. But what I'm saying is what? From here to here is what? 1. So this is what I'm trying to tell everybody. You're not counting what? This mark as 1. Right? You're counting the space in between. That's right. So there are 3 spaces in between. Now he was really smart saying this is what? 90 degrees. But I really don't want that. I want the whole thing as what? 360. And there are how many spaces? 12. So 360 divided by 12 is what? 30 degrees. All right, so each space is going to be 30 degrees. So now we're looking at, what did I say? Let's look at the elm. What is elm again? 30 degrees. Now, listen, everybody can have it a little bit different. You might want to start the 30 degrees like this. Here and like this. You might want to do that. Does everybody agree? Some of you might want to do the 30 degrees from here to here. Do I care?
No.
I don't care, but you have to label it properly. You have to label it properly. So here we go. All right. Now, again, since he said from the top, we'll go from the top this way and this way. Now, I want you to put in there, that is 30 degrees. And I want you to tell me what tree that was again. I forgot already. Elm. So now you put elm. All right. And I'm going to check it as I go. All right. So now let's do pine. How much is pine? So how many spaces do I go for pine? 2. Now, again, does it matter how I do it? No, but you got to start from elm. So you can count 2 down or 2 to the right or 2 to the left. So for me, I'm just going to go crazy and I'm going to go this direction. All right. And so what is that? Again, what did I say that was? Pine. And I want you to put that was 60 degrees. And then you write in the word, pine. Yes. Thank you. Pine. Now, oak is what? 90, right? So now again, you keep counting 90 degrees. And every one is what? 30, correct? So here we go. Now I'm going to just change mine to green, go from here to here. And I'm going to say that's 90 degrees. And what did I say that one was? Oak. Does everybody see that? And then I'm going red maple, which is what? 120. So I count this direction. And I say this is red maple. And that's 120 degrees. And then the final one was what? Pecan. And how many degrees?
60.
So 60 degrees pecan. Is everybody happy with that explanation? Now, how do I know I'm right? Because I can count the degrees, and the degrees will add up to what? The degrees will add up to 360.
Another way I found it is like between the mark, you count that as 5, and then there's 10.
Yes, that's very smart also.
That's why
I like that actually. That's smart. Listen to what he said. All right, he said there was a total of how many trees? 60. And if you do 60 divided by 12, that means every mark represents 5 trees. William, that's why I fuss at you. You hear me? You would listen to me. All right? Seriously, I'm not trying to be funny. Listen. All right? You got a good brain. Let's go. Come on. You're just, in and out. You pay attention. All right? I can get you where you want to go. All right? That's very good. Does everybody hear what he's saying? I didn't even think about that. All right? There were a total of what? 60 trees. Because there are 12 marks, he just divided by 12 and said, every mark here represents what? 5 trees. All right? And you can count it that way if you want. But I still want you to know how many what? Degrees. The degrees is always on tests. All right? So you have to know how to convert that. All right? So now, listen, everybody's got a last time, and then I'm going to let you go for today. All right? So I need your attention. All right? I have only this. All right? The last worksheet. The last problem. Stop. You're not doing it yet. You're going to do the last page. Then you're going to turn it in. I'm going to grade it. Give it back to you. Now, next week, believe it or not, listen. Does everybody understand it's kind of hard for me to make a test on this?
Yes.
Right? So that's why I'm having to do some IXL next week also. All right? Now, the reason why we're going to do some IXL next week is because they make you do what? Do it correctly. Is everybody with me?
Yes.
All right? So the IXL, and I'm trying to do better. Hey, I need you to listen. I'm trying to help you with your ERBs. This is the kind of stuff that's on the ERBs that I thought was what? Easy, but some kids don't. All right? That's why it's important for you to do the work. All right? When you're done with this, bring it to my desk. I'll grade it, give it back to you. Then you get started on next week's ERBs. All right? Now, thank you, on the IXLs. On IXLs. Now listen, to figure out what you're doing on IXL, you just go to my backpack. It's already posted in next week's work. Does everybody hear me? We're not messing around. I'm not interested in that. All right, I'm interested in raising your ERB scores, so I'm going to be a slave master for the next 9 weeks. You are going to work, you're going to practice, and your ERBs are going to be great, so you can go to whatever high school you want to go to. I know it seems like a long time away, but it's not. This year's ERBs are super duper important. I need you to work. And just like I told you, no excuses. All right, pay attention. You get the work done. All right, now everybody finish up quietly. All right, if you don't know how to do something, you can ask your neighbor quietly. Boys in the back, we're not messing around.